Bum, 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 ba-da. Dun, 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 dun. Who doesn't like 2001 Space Odyssey music? Especially when you're looking at my Tipu tree. Okay, let's talk about this completely underappreciated and underused tree in Northern California. This is a really common tree in Southern California, but somehow once you go north of the can you say this? The Tehachapis, uh, it's outlawed. I don't know why. It does totally fine here. Look at this awesome tree. All right, so this is Tipuana Tipu from Argentina, I believe, and I think mainly Argentina, maybe Brazil, but South America no less. And what can I say about it? I'm here in my front driveway, and I knew what this tree was capable of. But when I built my house and my driveway, I did the best I could, and but couldn't. I was extremely poor, as you can imagine, after trying to do this, and couldn't afford anything big. So I bought a $50 plant, little baby thing that was like thinner than my pinky. And I'll never forget, my buddy came out here and he's like, he saw this little stick in the middle. And he's like, that thing will never get big. That'll never grow. That thing's way too small. You should have put a big fountain in the middle of your driveway. I'm like, no. I want my Tipuana Tipu tree because it's really hot and sunny here. And someday, 20 years after I plant it, I will have this beautiful big canopy of this tropical tree. There's a tree in Hawaii I'm absolutely in love with that won't grow here because it's just too tropical, but it's called the rain tree, and it gets this big giant flat top head, and it's a boulevard tree. It's really spectacular. But this is the closest thing that I think you can grow that mimics that tree, and so you can see it took me 20 years, but finally the tree is reached all the way out to the edge of my circle, which was the original design intent. And it creates this wonderful high canopy. I've trained it. I trimmed all the branches off all the way up until, it got high enough where it would create this canopy. One thing that happened early on is when I finally got it kind of high, the wind comes in this direction, as you could probably tell in the tree. Well, the entire half of the tree on this side just broke in a big windstorm. I was devastated. And I had to, there used to be like all this material here, there used to be just as much going that way. So I had to retrain this branch to go back out that way to get out there. And obviously now it's done that. It wasn't supposed to be leaning like this, but I think it gives it kind of a cool character. Okay, so this plant is hardy to probably 22 degrees or so. It's never been damaged with frost here. And we've gotten in mid-20s, maybe 24 degrees or something. So I think it's actually a lot hardier than people think. It makes these long willow-like branches that hang down. You can see it's doing it over here. Usually once a year I go and trim these back. They're actually very pretty. They're I think they're kind of elegant and fun because it gives you something to swing on like Tarzan. But you could see the foliage set up here. It's extremely beautiful. And it's more or less evergreen until about April or so, when all the other trees are getting their beautiful new leaves. This tree, because it's a subtropical tree and it's all mixed up, probably because of some kind of dry season thing in South America, but it basically loses all its foliage, or not all of it, most of it, and then but then it quickly regains its foliage like a month later, and then right after that in May, it blooms these beautiful confetti-like yellow flowers that line the driveway. Like most of the driveway won't get covered, but it'll look like a light dusting of snow, except it's yellow all along the driveway, and it's so beautiful. And it dries, and it just sits there for weeks, and it's this beautiful, yellow confetti all over the ground. But anyway, this is a great tree. It is a little bit brittle for wind. My only incident was that one incident where it, it broke. But and it does take a little bit of training over the years. I've specifically trained this tree to have this high canopy. It wouldn't normally have this, but I forced it up a little bit. And now you can see it makes this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful feature in the driveway. And it shields us from all of the hot sun. And there you go. Tipuana Tipu, the Tipu tree from South America. And we don't usually have this in the nursery, but we could probably special order it for you. All right, have a great day and catch some shade.